all the things that I've been missing. Uh-oh, turn out the lights. Where we're going, we don't need him tonight. We're at your daddy's home, but he's not listening. You make me crazy when you
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian-owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more, or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You think you've got what it takes?
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life that means forever. That's my long time. And I'm in attack. It's something else.
2 decades have shaped the world.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Hello and welcome everybody. It's Michigan International Speedway here in the Irish Hills of Michigan. We are with the Appalachian Chillbilly Series tonight. And Wesley, we are in for a show this evening, are we not?
Oh, I completely agree. We're in for a show. Michigan, the fastest speedway of NASCAR. Not quite a super speedway, but definitely not your typical mile-and-a-half intermediates.
This track is just, I go here in real life every year. And I missed that the truck series is here again, but the Xfinity is gone sadly. But it puts on a show no matter what series, no matter where, what time of the year. It just is awesome. This track is so fast. Like you said, it's the fastest track on the sport and on the schedule. And when we come here, I mean, it is a blast to watch. These guys make big moves, aggressive moves. They're sometimes 3, sometimes 4 wide. And when you go into those corners, crazy things can happen when you're like all that.
Yeah, you called it. Sometimes 3, sometimes 4 wide. You can fit 5 to 6 trucks side by side along this track, but it's not going to be the smartest thing for you to do.
No, it's not. And when you do go 3-4 wide, it tends to tighten up out of those corners exits and entering the corners seem to be like wide entering, like in the corner, but entering an exit, they're really tight. And that's where we see a lot of issues, and you guys get really loose here. And I would assume we will see a big one. I mean, not in the Talladega sense. And no, you mentioned it just a second ago that it's not a super speedway, but it kind of races like a super speedway in a way, with the draft being so prevalent here.
Draft being so prevalent, and you can almost run these trucks wide out around. I've ran a couple test laps, solo, and then some with some of the drivers that we have tonight. But you can run it nearly wide open all the way around the track. And like you said, the draft is going to be in play tonight, so is going to be dirty air.
Yeah, dirty air is going to be a big thing. I mean, ever since they've updated the aero package for all these NASCARs, dirty air seem to be a lot more of a factor. And obviously it can be a benefit if you're really good at handling it. It can also be kind of a pain, right? If you can't handle it well. And you have to have a truck that can handle good in dirty air more than anything, Wesley. I think that is what you want, a truck that's good in traffic, not a truck that's just built off of, straight speed and being in the lead the whole time.
No, and managing traffic is going to be a big one. We always talk about track position whenever we come to any track, but definitely here it's going to be an interesting one. There's multiple lanes, and as we said, the track is wide, but you're still going to have to manage dirty air. It can slow you down, get you tight, get you into the wall.
That it can, and you're going to be in traffic today. At some point tonight, the fastest trucks will be in traffic. Like most weeks, you're probably going to be in traffic, but when you're in traffic here, you have to get through the field smart. Like you said, it's so fast. I mean, if you wreck here, you're probably going to be day over with just the speeds, with how close the pack usually is, especially on the short run with fresh tires. It's going to be very interesting to see how people manage that. And so, I mean, we saw in the Cup race here, this was last year, it was a fuel mileage race. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways this race can go here at Michigan, and I'm excited for all of them, Wesley.
I'm excited, and you brought up fuel. They can go about 35 laps on a full tank here. So expect some good stops. I want to see some green flag stops. I always love seeing the strategies each team has.
Yeah, green flag pit cycles are just something that's so very fun to watch in the sport of NASCAR, because you go long and hope for the yellow and get fresher tires and try to run those guys back down. With a track like this, though, the tires don't mean as much. They still mean something, right? But they don't mean as much as, say, at Darlington. Would you agree with that, Wesley?
I completely agree. Darlington eats those tires up like it's just a nice hot meal on a cold day. But Michigan, you can conserve them a little bit more. There's still a good bit of wear with them, but not as much as you'd say have on a short track or something that really is known to eat the tires.
Without a doubt, Wesley. And I think the real question is, put yourself in the driver's shoe and put yourself in the helmet on for a second. What would you rather have here late in this race? Would you rather have them be on offense, or would you rather be, the track position here? Because track position is huge here, like we said.
That's a tough one. When you're on offense, you've got fresh tires. You might not have even put fuel in it if you didn't need it, just to give yourself that little bit of weight advantage as well. And that can really help you out with speed. And if you're having to defend that, not going to be too easy. I'd rather be on offense at the end of the race.
I agree with that assessment. Being on offense is the way to go a lot of time. When you're on offense, you're in control of your own destiny, not in control of fate. But sometimes I'd rather be lucky than fast sometimes, Wesley.
Luck and speed, two things that are going to be famous here in the Irish Hills.
Irish Hills never disappoint, Wesley. I'm excited to get this underway as we've hitting the grid now. I can feel the excitement in the air. The virtual iRacing crowd's excited. The people in the chat are excited. I'm excited. I think you're excited as well.
I definitely am. And chat's going off wild tonight.
Oh, without a doubt, that will be going off extremely wild tonight. And let's look at our starting lineup tonight. James A. Morris back on pole. He's second in points, about 80 behind Joseph Tucker. He is on a great start to the season. Tyler Chady starts in second in P number 2. Great start from him. Matt Wilson in the 3rd spot. Dustin Hart in the 4th spot. It's great qualifying from both those guys. Sean Jensick in 5th. Heath Snyder in 6th. We go back to 7th. PB Henry. Mark Haynes in 8th. Down riding out the top 10, Michael Madden, Kyle Westwood. Westwood, one of those Fast 5 challenges. Drivers, highest qualifying, I believe. Go back to 11th. Joseph Tucker, first race win. That 3-race win streak was broke last week, and Tyler Rouse to his outside in 12th. Go back to 13th. Another of our Fast 5 drivers. Nathan Nixon in 13th. Daniel Dow in 14th. Back to 15th. James Lambert in the third. Hunter Hughes in the 18 in 16th. Back in 17th. Jordan Slater. Jacob Barker in 18th. Rounding out the top 20. Art Nicotera and Nick Jezbowski. Starting 21st is third in points. Gary Donnellan in the number 12. He starts 21st. Chad Gettingsman to his outside in 22nd. Joseph DuPont, 23rd. Blair Holloman, 24th. And Wesley, if you want to take us away till we get this race underway.
I got you. Starting 5th inside of row 25th inside of row 13, Andrew Nagy. And 26th is going to be Russell Windsor to his outside. 27th going to be Jordan Sailors to his outside. 28th, Tony Jeffries. 29th starting is Philip LaFranca. And 30th to his outside, Tori Moore. Starting 31st is going to be Christopher Fuge. Starting 32nd, Drew Prohl. 33rd is going to be David Salter to his outside, and 34th is going to be Brian Alphin. Starting 35th, Colton Gardner to his outside, and 36th, Dave Fuge. Starting 37th on the inside, James Staples to his outside, Robert Lewis in 38th. 39th going to be Jeremy Clapper Newell. And just going to flash by as we're going green.
We are green in the Irish Hills of Michigan. Wilson leads them to the green flag. Cheney to the outside. Big shove from third from Jensick on the inside right there in the 91.
And the pole sitter that we saw, he missed the grid time, so that front line all moves up one spot as the 54 struggling on this start here on the top side.
Cheney dropping back a little bit at the top. Didn't get the good launch. Jensick to second. Make it go into the race lead down the back straightaway. He'll jump to the inside of the 48 of Wilson. The 15 of Madden looking to the inside. Oh, a little blinkage there from the 91. That scared the 48 up the track a little bit. Going to open up the door for that PB Henry machine. Crash in the back. Tyler Rouse. Big wreck. Gary Darlin involved. Tyler Rouse around. Started in the 12th position. Lap 1. Unfortunate for Tyler Rouse. I believe Gary Donnellan was involved as well. It's hard to see back there. And that is chaos. Let's take a look at what happened back here, Wesley. I mean, contact there at the 13. It's a pretty hard contact. Spins up the track. 18 of Hunter Hughes has some contact. Gary Donnellan. Oh. And a lot of these trucks just know where to go. A lot of trucks involved. Tyler Rouse and Gary Donnellan. Yeah, third in points entering tonight. It's going to be a tough break for that driver. 91 of Jensick, though, takes the race lead.
And that's going to help out. That's going to help out Andrew Nagy a little bit. He had to serve a pass-through on lap 1, so not going to quite spread him out as much. I think it still has to be done under green, though, so at this restart, you might have to take it.
Yeah, I don't believe he was able to get on pit road there. I wouldn't assume so. So he'll probably have to serve that on the next green flag condition. But a crazy start to the race here in the Irish Hills. As we see Gary Donnellan and Tyler Rouse out early, Wesley. That's a gut punch for Tyler. He's had, I swear, a lot of speed in that 81. He looks really fast, but just seems like nothing can go his way and just can't quite put a race together here early.
No, and it really is unfortunate. When he came into his first race, he showed us great speed, and he's always there at the end and gets quite unlucky whenever it comes to the flag, so out early is not what he wants to see.
You see Windsor, Prohl, down pit road, 2 of our Fast 5 challenge drivers. There's the fork truck off of pit lane now. He's rolling. And there, yeah, you mentioned the pole sitter not starting. I didn't even notice that, Wesley. That's a bit of a development, and looking to race off pit road. Windsor off of pit road, but that was a great restart for the 91 of Sean Jensick. Goes from what should have been 5th on the grid to starting 3rd, but getting to the race lead early and taking control from the 48. We'll see if the outside lane this time around, or should get the one to go this time by, if they can get a better launch. And we see a lot here, Wesley, that the outside lane just it's really hard to fire.
It's hard to fire, and at the same time, you got to remember they're all having to rely on their instincts and their reflexes for whenever that leader goes. So it might have been Tyler Cheney. He got caught sleeping just a little bit.
Yeah, Cheney back to 5th there, so unfortunate for Tyler. Drops back to the 5th position. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't start on pole, doesn't go to the inside. iRacing doesn't do that, even though the pole sitter wasn't a thing. But we're going to go 1 to green here and have a chance to have a better restart. Michael Madden made up a bunch of spots back in there in the 4th position. Nathan Nixon up into the top 10. He's the highest, I believe, of the Fast 5 challengers. At least at the moment. We're early on here. We're really early here, Wesley. Here in the Irish Hills. With the pace truck. Lights are off. They're rounding through 1 and 2. Early caution tonight. Takes out Tyler Rouse. Damage to Gary Donnellan. I think those are the only 2 trucks with major damage, though. At least that I saw. Getting ready to go back green here. Interesting to see Joseph Tucker only in 7th. I know it's hard to say that only in 7th for Joseph, but he just had such an electric start to the season and seemed like a guaranteed race win last weekend at Phoenix. Didn't end quite well for him. Just the wrong pit strategy.
Yeah, and pit strategy, we said, is going to be something that you might want to look out for. If we get all green flag stops, I'd love it. It's going to make the race really interesting, but if it falls under caution, it's going to be how many people you think is going to stay out, how many's going to go with you if you're up in the front. That's going to determine how far back in the pack you're going to fall.
Without a doubt, Wesley, and that's all to be played out here. But first off, we have a restart. Jensik on the race lead. Wilson to his inside. Who gets the better restart this time? Into the Geico restart zone in the Irish Hills. A big launch for the 15 of the 91. A clear right there from Michael Madden and Sean Jensik. They both clear the inside lane. What a restart.
What a restart indeed. Madden with a black flag on that, though.
That is unfortunate for Michael Madden. That is going to be a drive-through penalty for the 15 truck. And another week, another unfortunate series of events. Here comes Tyler Cheney, though, to the inside. 3 wide, down into 3.
And he's cleared all the trucks right there on his outside. He had Tucker give him a huge shove into the corner.
And here comes Joseph Tucker, 7th on the restart, looking to get into the top 5 here. He'll be there this time by 4th across the start-finish line. Madden trying to get to the bottom. And happy birthday, Marines. This is 250th anniversary for the U.S. Marine Corps. Awesome to see that. Our brave U.S. men and servicewomen have served in the Marines. This 48 truck, he's sliding back early here. Wilson started on the front row, started on the provisional pole after the pole sitter wasn't there. He's all the way back to the 7th position as Jensik sees a bunch of hungry trucks up his rear end. Tyler Cheney back to the front, though. Rebounds his restart.
He's found a good groove there on the inside. He took those 3 wide and passed both of them. Now he's sitting here on the inside of PB Henry looking to make a move on Jensik up top for the lead.
No help, though, on the bottom. He's going to have no draft. But now in the corner, let's see if he can wrap that truck on the bottom paint. The 91 should have a big shove, though, from PB Henry down the back straightaway. Here comes Michael Madden as well. Madden still yet to serve that penalty. Has to do so soon. Oh, the black flag is cleared for the 15 of Michael Madden, so no penalty will be served. As here comes PB Henry looking for the race lead in the 91. He probably won't have help, though. Michael Madden will most likely go with the 91, which he does. He'll side draft PB Henry. Henry with no help on the inside.
He's going to have Tucker coming up to the back of him. Meanwhile, Snyder, he gave a little shove to Tucker, jumps back to the outside to get a better entry to the corner.
3 wide looking. Joseph Tucker to the bottom of the racetrack. He doesn't want to help PB Henry. He'll fall back in line down the back straightaway. These top 8 to 10 trucks really tight. A little spread it out after you get out of the top 10. Jensik now with the race lead. He'll go back from the top to the bottom to try to hold off the entire pack. 3 wide. Nathan Nixon in the middle.
Yeah, and he put his nose right there in the middle. I don't think Tyler Cheney was ready for it. And just kind of sneaked his way in there, though. Still 3 wide across the line going into 1.
Can't quite clear Cheney on the front straightaway. Oh, that's tight entering turn 1. They all sort back out to 2x2. Tucker now slides up the racetrack. Snyder looking for some clean air on the bottom of the racetrack. He'll fall back in line. Nixon on the top now. Riding with the 91 and the 15. Trying to carry the top lane momentum down the back straightaway, entering 3. Madden on the back bumper of the 91. Here comes Henry. Nixon to the high side. Cheney's going to put him 3 wide middle this time. Same move he did last time.
Always real tight there on exit. I know we talked about it pre-race.
And PB Henry pulls up in front of the 54 truck. Henry's going to pull up in front of the 54 truck. Get a big shove. He's right there side by side with Michael Madden for the race lead off of 2.
Not quite the race lead. That's the fight for second.
The 15 is just... Oh, excuse me. 15 is just glued to the back bumper of the 91. They're working really well together here early as they're 3 wide again. Daniel Dow, Kyle Westwood, Joseph Tucker. Oh, that's going to be tight. And there's contact. Westwood to the fence. Around on the front straightaway. No caution. At least for the time being.
Caution's out.
Caution is out. Kyle Westwood gets squeezed into the outside wall, and around he goes. I think with minimal contact, though, for the 92 truck. One of our Fast 5 Challengers drivers. Let's watch here. Yeah, Daniel Dow. I think Joseph Tucker just doesn't really realize. I mean, he's just coming up the track a little bit. Squeezes
it's a little
the 2
weird
truck.
about him, and then Dow looks like he kind of reacted, kind of got spooked and went up into the 92 of Westwood.
I would agree with that assessment there. It just seems like kind of ran out of space there. We saw these guys going 2 and 3 wide. It's kind of part of the deal. Off of turn 2, you just talked about getting tight off of corner number 4 and how treacherous it is. Early goings here, though. And that's unfortunate for Westwood. He was riding in the top 10, top 8, really. Right there with Nathan Nixon, trying to fight for that Fast 5 challenge. As you know, Wesley.
Yeah, Fast 5. It's almost like the Dash for Cash that you would see in the Xfinity. You got 5 drivers pitted against each other. Highest finisher gets a little bonus money, a little $10 extra. And guess what? We're not going to see anybody get the grand slam of winning all 5, but if you put it in the top 5 at this race and win, guess what? You get a fight again for the next race.
And that's the thing. I mean, no one minds fighting for 10 buckaroonies, right? Next race. As I believe next week is an off week, unfortunately, for this series. But either way, you want to put yourself in that conversation for the Fast 5 challenge. Put the highlight on yourself and, you know, get the fight for $10 extra, which never hurts anyone's feelings. You know, $10 never hurts my feelings in my pocket.
That's not going to hurt anyone's feelings, I feel.
No, not at all. As this is an interesting question here. Wesley, do we see drivers make their way down pit road? The 91's looking like he might be the first to pull off, along with Michael Madden. Just going to do a little fake.
And everybody gets the fake out.
Yeah, I don't think many of the top few guys. There's some trucks that pit back there. More at the back half of the top 10, top 15. That's where we see the first few. I don't think there's really an advantage unless you're looking at tires here in terms of fuel. Unless, I mean, you're going to put a little less in. As there's Drew Full. He's down pit road. Along with a slew of other trucks.
Not much of an advantage, I'd say, right now. 13 laps into the race, about just over a third of the tank that you've taken out. Granted, we've had a couple laps under caution, so could have saved a little bit. Tires going to be an advantage. Though one thing you got to make sure about, you've only got 3 sets on pit road. You don't want to take them too early.
No, you don't want to take them too early and then risk having no sets at the end of the race when I think it's a bit more important to have those sets. You want to be on offense, like you said, Wesley. You don't want to be on defense. And if you're down a set, you're just going to have to be on defense because you have no other way to go. Wesley sounded like his dad. Oh, you guys in the chat. Awesome to hear.
Uncle Fish, I love you.
It's been a fun start to the race, though, Wesley, as we've seen a lot of aggressive racing up there at the front half of the pack. It's usually the calmer part. Usually the middle is the chaos zone.
And I'm with you. I say it's aggressive, but I wouldn't call it a chaotic aggressive. They know where their runs are going. They know where just about everybody's gonna sit on their line. So it's a calculated aggression up at the front.
100%, man, and that's just that's part of it. When you're racing up front, you got to be aggressive. You can't just be, laid back 24/7. You got to be, going at it. Otherwise, you're gonna start sliding, and before you know it, you're in the top 15. Now you're outside the top 15 and the top 20. So you gotta be cautiously aggressive, as a lot of people would say. You don't want to overstep the bounds and get into someone or wreck yourself, because wrecking yourself tends to not help your cause. But let's see here. Do they step up the aggression again? We do see some fresh tires. I know you said just a moment ago that they don't have a huge advantage on tires, but I think there'll be enough of an advantage. You'll see some of those drivers drive through the field just a tad bit.
Yeah, I said it's not going to be a huge advantage because they're going to be stuck in the pack. It was the later half that did pit, but that's still going to be a lot of dirty air in front of them they're going to have to navigate.
And the 48 did pit of Wilson. Remember, started on the outside front row. He's at the back of the field here, just trying something different. He did get involved with a little bit of damage, I think, from that wreck that we just had a moment ago involving Daniel Dow in 92 of Westwood. But we're going to go back green here. Wesley at the Irish Hills, with Jensic still the race leader. PB Henry to his outside. Cheney in fourth. Madden will be in third. Nathan Nixon in fifth. Tucker on the outside in sixth. Snyder in eighth. And Daniel Dow in seventh. Those are the top four rows. The rest on your scoring pylon. Pace truck pulls off to the left side of the racetrack. Jensic, Henry in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air.
Again, a great jump by Jensic.
Another great launch by Jensic, like you said. And here comes Madden. He'll give a big shove, most likely, to his teammate entering one. The three of Nathan Nixon. He's almost clear of third. Can he get up to the outside? No. 3 wide now for third back there. That is tight contact with Henry. Gets it all swirly in the back. Dow, Nixon, side by side, entering 3.
And Tucker's going to put him 4 wide way on the bottom there. This is going to be Tyler Jenny right against the wall.
Nathan Nixon bailed out on the gas right there, chose life over death, and they're still 3 wide down the front straightaway. Down entering turn 1. Cheney ripping the boards on the outside lane. Dow in the middle, Tucker on the bottom. Jensic still leading up front. Cheney will have the momentum down the back straightaway here. Got close to the wall. And Jensic pulls up to the top, or excuse me, Michael Madden pulls up to the top. Dow with a big shove, entering 3. Whoa, Madden real loose, entering the corner. Not sure if there's contact or what, but he was sideways.
Not sure, but Cheney really far out of the gas there in order to not run him over. Going all the way up top as well. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum, but he should gain it back by the time they get into turn 1.
Henry all up the rear bumper, so the 15's not playing rear gunner anymore, though. For Jensic, Wesley, that opens up the door for someone to put the pressure to Sean Jensic, and PB Henry looks like the guy to do it. He'll fake to the outside, fake to the inside. He'll push him down the back straightaway. Ever so patient is PB Henry.
He's patient, but he's also aggressive. Going to take it to the inside. Not quite there, though. Jensic's going to be clear of him. Meanwhile, Tucker to the inside of Dow for third.
He might get that clear up. Daniel Dow back to fourth. Tucker now trying to get him run down the front straightaway. Dow right behind him. Here's Heath Snyder in the 5th spot. Nathan Nixon to his outside. Here comes PB Henry trying to get to the outside quarter panel. Just couldn't quite get there.
That's going to open up the door. Tucker could have not quite had the run, but he was showing that, hey, I'm right here. Don't forget about me just because you're trying to get the first place.
He is all up the rear bumper of this 91 truck, entering 3. And side by side now, here comes Tucker to the bottom of the racetrack. Tucker on the inside. Jensic will give the help to Tucker down the front stretch. Momentum, though, for PB Henry. They'll slide back. Single file, front 3 cars. 4th is incontestant.
PB right there. You see him kind of enter high, and then he ducks it down low. It's going to give him a great run off, but is he going to do anything with it this time? Is he going to go straight to the inside and really send it into 3.
We'll have to see here. PB Henry's been so patient so far. Hasn't really made an aggressive move to the lead. Doesn't want to get swallowed up. I mean, he saw Michael Madden, one small mistake. He's back in 7th. Can't quite go forward. Is there 3 wide back there with Colton Gardner? I believe Jazbowski as well. 3 wide still down the front straightaway. Battle for 3rd. Or excuse me, yes, 3rd. As he Snyders to the inside of Tucker.
And here comes Morris back. He didn't make the grid. He was our original pole setter. He's fine right there in 10th with that 3 wide.
He is charging right now. James A. Morris down the back straightaway. The man who wants to get back to the front. Well, he's up to 8th down the back straightaway on our ticker. He might get a few more out of 3 and down the front straightaway off of 4. Looks inside 3 wide. That's going to be tight if he forces his nose there. He does. Back there looking for Nathan Nixon. Michael Madden in the middle. Aggressive is this 08 truck early. Trying to get back to the track position that he got in qualifying. It's been the Sean Jensick show, though, up front. Just kind of been doing a great job managing traffic. As you see, this is kind of just a front pack of trucks. No one's been able to break away. No one's been able to put some time on each other. And very formulaic so far, Wesley.
It's been very nice. This is what I love to see with Michigan, just because of how it drives. Like I said, you can be flat out through the corner. Maybe there's going to be some burping of the throttle just to not run everybody over. But look at this. We've got so many cars on top of each other up here fighting for the lead.
And 3 wide. James A. Morris to the bottom of Nixon. And Michael Madden looking for 6th. Oh, that's going to be tied off of corner number 2. There's going to be a little bit of contact with the 15 and the 08 truck. Not happy with that.
No, that was really tight, and Michael Madden kind of played a little bit of pinball there, bouncing in between the 2 trucks, but they all kept it straight. They're going to keep on going.
Caution is out.
Though.
Caution is out on lap 22. I'd assume everyone pits here for fuel. And Slater. That is Jordan Slater right there. I believe that's the 46 truck. Hard to tell. It's Brian Alpin. Let's see what happened to Brian. Oh, Gary Donnellan, a little bit of contact. Noel, nowhere to go. Gary Donnellan does a great job saving the truck after making contact with the 83 of Brian. And look at the 17. Oh! Is unfortunate for the 11 truck.
17 choked it out. 17 choked it up and slowed down, and then the 17 just thought he had room but didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 11 thought he had some room. Art Nicotera and both those trucks on the outside saw an opening. Let's watch it onboard here. Looks like he's going to stay low, and yeah, I mean, right there. He's slowing down now, but he's gassing it up, I think, trying to just avoid it, and well, it's too late. That's a hard impact, though. For the 11 truck, that's going to be heavy damage for him for the rest of this race. And Sean Jensick continues to lead. He's led, I think, every lap so far. I think this might be, if someone stays out, first time he won't, as here comes a big group of trucks down pit road.
Yeah, and it's not a surprise, I would say. These are all the guys that stayed out that second caution. We had back half of the field come in during it. So, you know what? Get some nice fresh tires on it. Since it's the majority of the field, you're hopefully not going to be stuck too far back in the pack.
I think only one car stayed out. I think that's Prohl in the 80 truck. So, I don't believe anyone else stayed out. So, if only he stayed out, that's going to be an island that he's going to be on old tires and on fuel. So, oh, as Tyler Cheney missed his pit box. Saw him have to back up the truck there and back into the pit stall. That's unfortunate for Tyler. He's going to lose a lot of track position here, Wesley. And Sean Jensick loses track position.
Well, you said Prohl might have only stayed out, but I can't tell. I think that's Connor might have stayed out with them.
I believe you're right. I think it's Connor and Staples. James Staples stayed out with him. So 3 trucks. Still not a very big buffer, but a bit better buffer for the 80 truck of Drew Prohl. And PB Henry wins the race off pit road. That's big for PB Henry. See if he can get a good restart. He will start on the outside, though. and most likely will not be where the leader starts. So it'll be a bit of a pain there in terms of not having the restart gear. Usually whatever lane the leader's in restarts a lot better, Wesley.
It tends to be because they, of course, it's at their discretion whenever they get in the box, so they don't have to rely on waiting to see when everybody else goes. They can go once they get in that restart zone.
And there's James Staples. So he'll be actually third on the restart. Or no. Fuge pit as well, I believe. So it is going to be the 80 car. Or truck, excuse me. He's going to be on that island like we just talked about. And PB Henry will be on the front row. Tucker will be in fourth on the outside. The 91 of Sean Jensic will be in third on the inside.
You talked about him sliding in his pit box. Tyler Chaney all the way down near 16th position after that pit stop. When he's been racing up there top 5, top 10 almost all day so far.
That's unfortunate for Tyler Chaney to fall back like that, of course. I mean, you don't want to lose the track position in pit road, and you can't miss your pit box. Just so much time lost there, Wesley. We're about to get back underway here. It's been a very fun race so far.
Been a very fun race indeed as we're coming through 3 and 4 right now. And like we said, Drew Prohl, only car to stay out. He's on an island alone on old tires. Everybody else behind him just came into the pits. So he's a sit and duck right now for everyone. Pace truck is in. And here we are through the restart zone.
Drew Prohl with a good launch, though, Wesley. Very good. Clears up. That's better than you can expect on old tires.
It is, but here comes PB Henry. He's going to be firing around the outside. He's got Tucker right behind him, pushing him.
PB Henry's going to have a big run. He's already to the door. He'll probably be ahead exiting turn 2. PB Henry looking for the race lead. Jensic on the bottom, 3 wide, but Joseph Tucker pushes PB Henry clear. New race leaders. Here comes Tucker to the inside. No longer friends. They're rivals now. Looking for the race lead.
Oh,
Jensic
goes
loose
around.
the 91. Big wreck the 91. John Jensic around and a lot of other trucks. Oh my gosh.
I think
massive.
And I could be wrong. I think that's Colton Gardner got hit with them.
I believe so. Colton Gardner's bad luck continues. The start of this year, but the 91 truck so fast again, and another incident takes this truck out of contention. It's just been like that since I believe Kansas, Wesley, or this truck can't finish races. Oh, it's a hard hit to the outside
and
wall.
Dave on the inside as people are avoiding, they're spinning out down below.
There's a big wreck down there on the entrance to pit road, I think. That happens. Let's get a better look at it here. The 91. And there's no contact. He just gets loose, it looks like. Yeah. Steps out from under him. The 29 does a great job. The 2 truck, whoo, Daniel Dow. And Colton Gardner, nowhere to go. That is a shame for Colton Gardner. And yeah, the 22, the 26, the 99 of Nagney, they wreck coming to pit road. Doesn't look like too bad damage for Dave there in the 22 truck. Some others got really hefty damage. And of course, Colton Gardner looks like got the worst piece of it all in the 40 truck.
Yeah, and he made his mind up. He was going to go high there to try and avoid it, and the 91 just slid up in front of him. At that point, there's nothing he could have done.
Yeah, when you're in that position, I mean, it's a split second, right? And the truck can either go down, as Westwood looks like he'll get the free pass, or it goes up, right? And unfortunately for him, it went up. Just been the start of the season for that 40 truck so far. Great speed. And same with the 91. The 91, I mean, this truck cannot keep themselves out of mistakes. I mean, Chicagoland, Kansas, last week at Phoenix. I mean, this truck needs to just put a race together, and I feel like they can win a race in the 91 of Jensic's group right there, Wesley.
Yeah, Jensic, he's got the speed week in and week out, but just unfortunate. Lady Luck's not on his side, and it's definitely not here in the Irish Hills.
The Irish Hills, I mean, they came out like the Monster Mile and bit him right there. It just goes around so quickly, and that's just so unfortunate. Right there for the 91 and Colton Gardner and a bunch of other trucks, because that was a lot bigger than just, Colton Gardner and the 91 of Jensic, involved with a few other trucks. I don't think any of them have race-ending damage. The 26 hit pretty hard back there, I saw with the 22 of Dave Fuge Jr. But all in all, we're going to get back going here. In the Irish Hills, though, PB Henry, the race leader, Wesley, shakes it all up. Dominant truck gone. Pace truck is going to pull off to the left side of the racetrack.
I think they're going to wave this off. The cars just are not all together right now.
You're right. I see the pace truck lights back on. Got one to go this time by. Pace truck lights are back off. They're lined up double file there. There might not even been one to go. I think they're just lined up double file.
They were ready to go.
They were ready to go. Yeah, I mean, the truckers were ready to get going now. They're like, we don't need another pace lap. We need to go racing right now. And PB Henry and Joseph Tucker hold the race lead. Drew Prohl, he'll stay out here. Does not take the opportunity to pit, which is interesting there, Wesley. He doesn't take that opportunity. Maybe you're just trying to go a few laps longer to get in that fuel window, is what he's thinking?
I think he's going to take it to that fuel window, try to keep it down to maybe 2 stops this race.
I believe you might be right there. Just keep it simple, keep it clean, as few stops as possible for the 80 truck. But when you saw in that restart, he had the race lead, and he went backwards right there.
He did, and now he's not controlling the restart, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to get the jump, I think. And I just want to mention Tyler Cheney already back up to 11th after that mistake on pit road, so he's got a truck that can get up there, and you're definitely going to see him trying to be aggressive to move up to the front.
Yeah, good for Tyler Cheney to not get involved in that chaos with the 91 truck, and he's going to go back forward. That truck's going to be a player before it's all said and done tonight. But new race leader, this just completely messes up the grid of the race. PB Henry, the race leader. Tucker to his outside. Prohl, Nathan Nixon in 4th. Snyder and Daniel Dow, top 3 rows. Who gets the launch this time? PB Henry into the Geico restart zone. We are green flag again. Henry with the launch late into the box that time.
And Prohl gave him a massive shot as they got into the box. So PB's going to be clear. Is Prohl going to be able to clear Tucker? I don't think so off of 2.
I think that contact with the 80 truck was just how late it was in the restart zone, Wesley, with the 25 going. And yeah, you're right. Prohl is not going to get clear of the 8 or the 3 down the back straightaway. Oh, 3 got in the wall a little bit off of 2.
Yeah, speaking of him, just kind of washed up a little bit into the wall. It's not going to be too much harm to the truck, I think.
Tucker looking to that quarter panel in 3 and 4. Can he get there? Not quite. He's going to stay in line down the front straightaway. Contact back there. I think that's Tyler Cheney. Or Tyler Cheney to the inside. If someone hit the wall, just killed his momentum. Back there in the 11th position. Either way, oh, Joseph Tucker to the outside for the race lead. Can he stay there? Not quite. Henry cuts him off. Crossover move off of 2. Where does Nixon go with?
He's got a good run to Tucker, but Nixon's going to be right there behind BB, giving him a shove into 3. Tucker's still on the inside, though. Nixon maybe thought about taking it 3 wide up top.
He might have that opportunity off of corner number 4. They're still side by side. Where does he go? Inside, outside, or does he push the 25? Looks like he's going to just push the 25 of PB Henry down the front straightaway. Trying to just pass the 8 truck of Joseph Tucker. And he might look to the outside of PB Henry. They're all trying to get him back for the race lead.
Meanwhile, back here, Tyler Cheney, 3, thinking about the ride, but not quite there on Prohl.
Prohl is just dropping back here in the 80 truck. Cheney now back to the bottom of the racetrack. A lot of clean air. Everyone went to the middle there. 3 wide again. The 80 in the middle. The 08 looking high as well. The 2 truck really high, almost into the fence. PB Henry snaking down the front straightaway. Now hang on to this race lead. Nixon now to the inside. Here comes Joseph Tucker to the outside of Nathan Nixon for P2.
Instead of right behind him, Snyder.
Tyler
We've
Cheney
talked about Gen 6 in the 91, his unluck. What about Snyder? He seems to always have a truck just like Gen 6, but he's always caught up in something and ends up falling back. He's sitting there in 4th right now looking real fast.
Yeah, it seems like Snyder has the bad luck of it's not his fault. Just seems like wrong place, wrong time. The 91 just seems to be self-inflicted wounds with unfortunate mistakes. This 29 just had no luck with other cars all year long, and strategy just not going their way. But he's in 3rd right now, and he's tracking down the 2 race leaders. Maybe this is where fortune turns for the 29.
Maybe so. See a lot of movement there. Off the turn 2.
Oh, crash in the back. Back straight away. I believe that's the 18 truck. It's hard to tell. No caution out yet. And there's the caution. That's the 50 truck. And the 1 truck. See cars off of corner number 2 there. Let's take a look what happened. Looks like they just ran out of real estate. It's hard to tell. We were all the way at the end of the... Oh, yeah. That is not clear. And the 50 truck comes up into the 1. And that's... And James Staple gets involved in that a little bit. Little piece to the front bumper. No harm, no foul. But the 1 truck was all the way there. Wesley just... Not sure if he just got tied off of corner number 2 or just didn't realize he was up there.
Yeah, like you said, not sure if he was tight, not sure if he's up there. Spotter might have said clear right, but obviously the 1 was still right there on his outside.
Spotter might have said clear right, but he might have meant clear left, because the 50 truck was not clear back there. The back half of the field, too, when all that happened, and all those guys was skating to the apron and all the way below the track. Like 3 lanes below the apron to avoid it as Walters and Moore got together back there. All in all, though, it doesn't look like they'll have too big a damage. The 50 of Noah Walters might be the worst one out of it. If I had to say anyone has the worst of it. And Westwood looking like he'll get another free pass here. Do we see pit stops? This is in the fuel window. Oh, Tucker comes down pit road. Interesting. Joseph Tucker down pit road. And it's a lonely pit road. Just a few guys in the back. We saw this last week, Wesley. With a... Sorry, just cut you off there, but... an interesting pit call and didn't quite work out. Maybe this week is going to be redemption with a great pit call.
It might be, and like you said, he was the first one up front to at least dive in. A couple of the guys further back went in with him, so... He's going to be stuck back a little bit, but we know Tucker. Like we said, he had that 3 win in a row run that got broken last week at Phoenix. If I think there's a guy that might be able to call it back, I want to say it's that 8 truck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Joseph Tucker's not falling off by any means. When you have an 80-point lead, I think he had an 84-point lead tonight coming into this race over James Morris. That's a little bit of a race lead. So I think he's done a great job all year so far. He's just executed. He's not made mistakes. He's not finished outside the top 10. And, you know, 3 wins in a row does help a little bit. James had some bad luck as well. But tonight, James, from the back to the front challenge is what he's doing, is he's up in the top 6. Tucker's going to have to do the same thing, though. Back to the front with just 54 laps to go this time by. It's a little bit shorter of a race distance, though, for Tucker to do it. Nathan Nixon having a good run tonight. Talk about him. He's one of the fast 5 guys, but he's been up there all race long, Wesley. Really good run.
Really good run. Nixon's been up there. Henry's been up there. Snyder, Madden, Dow. Morris able to claw his way back. Like we said, Tyler Cheney, he's been running top 10. Slid through his box a little and had to back it up. Lost positions, but he's now back up there. So a lot of guys up here consistently. And I feel like that's going to be where the main battle for the win's going to be. It might be hard for Tucker, restarting far back, but he'll eventually find his way up there to fight these out.
He will 100% be back before this thing is all said and done. Joseph Tucker's, I wouldn't count him out. Even if the car's wrecked, he might still drive through the field and get a top 10. So I'm not counting out that 8 truck until it's in the garage and out. because this is the season they've had so far, but it's been PB Henry as of late after Jensick lost the lead on pit road and had his own self-spin in 3. PB Henry's looked like the truck to be. It seems like track position, and I mean, it's not the end-all, be-all, but it's huge here tonight, Wesley.
It is definitely huge. Pro, we said he hasn't made his pit stop yet. He's still sitting there pretty in 7th. He's on one of the older sets of tires and still managed to keep himself in the top 10 just because of how bad their dirty air is behind him.
He's done a good job, and that's not easy. Even with old tires and having a fast truck, it's not easy to do that. It can be really difficult. Probably one of the most difficult things to keep pace with guys who have fresher tires and just kind of be there and not be aggressive, because you can really slide the tires and hurt yourself even more. Pro doing a great job back there in the 8th position, but we're going to see racing yet again. 53 laps to go, this time by PB Henry. He's Snyder on the front row. How's the restart go this time? PB Henry went late in the box last time. Green flag back in the air. Snyder going to get a big shove from Michael Madden.
Yeah, and right there as well, you saw the 54 of Tyler Cheney. He was all over the back of Drew Prohl in the restart zone. No, these guys, little movement early on, seemed to probably sort it out. Just wait for that great racing to resume.
Here comes the 54 of Tyler Cheney. Like you said, he's all up the back bumper of Daniel Dow. 3 wide further back to back in the back of the top 15 back there, as PB Henry has Nathan Nixon looking on the race lead. Nixon, I think, got to the outside. Oh, he's going to get fenced almost. He's there, though. Big side draft movement down the front stretch. Nathan Nixon at the line. I'm not sure who led the lap, but he'll have the shove from Heath Snyder down the front stretch.
He had a lot of people sitting there behind him. Everybody wanted to get past PB Henry. Though Henry might stabilize here in 3rd. Great run, though.
Oh.
Here comes Dow on the inside of PB.
Interesting. Daniel Dow, 3 wide. Never mind. Back to the bottom of the racetrack, or back behind, excuse me, of PB Henry. But Nathan Nixon now out front. Here comes Heath Snyder on the inside.
Nixon's going to squeeze him.
Oh, contact. Dow for 4. Snyder gets into the 3, or the 3 gets into Snyder. I'm not sure who's to blame there. No harm, no foul, though. Side by side, entering turns 1 and 2. Madden into the back bumper of the 3. He's going to have a good momentum off of 2 here. Good job from Nathan Nixon on the outside. He'll keep that momentum rolling. If he can keep it up here. Down into corner number 3. Daniel Dow got out of shape entering the corner there.
I think Tyler Cheney might have just given him a little bump into 3 he wasn't ready for and shot him up a little bit. Tyler now sticking into the bottom 3 wide. Backs out of it.
Out of it, and looks like Heath Snyder's getting closer and closer to clearing that 3 truck. He might be clear entering 1. It looks like he is. Henry gave him a big shove entering turns 1. Dow continues.
Now Henry's got to be careful.
Whoa, that's going to check everyone up here. Morris to the middle. Dow sideways. Sitting in front of the pack. Daniel Dow into the wall. No caution. He keeps it straight.
But he's going to be so slow. All the other trucks are going to have to be careful to avoid him. He just puts it in the wall.
Does a good job not getting in the way of traffic, and Daniel Dow, a great truck tonight. Contact was made, and Heath Snyder now out front. And PB Henry gets hurt by that as well. He's back to 4th, now side by side for it with James Morris. Nathan Nixon to the outside of Heath Snyder off of 2.
Meanwhile, Morris there inside of Madden. It's a 6-car breakaway a little bit. Blair Hallman not too far behind him, and then there's a massive gap all the way back to 8th.
Yeah, everyone checked up for the 2 truck. Ooh, a little contact, Snyder and Nixon.
It's going to allow Madden to put his nose right there.
Yeah, Madden to the inside. Whoa, this is going to be tight. Whoa, bad bumps all around. Everyone getting so aggressive up here. Almost half. We're not even halfway yet, Wesley, and they're just racing like it's 2 to go.
I mean, a little early for this, but it's put on a great show here. We see just cars side by side all throughout the field, especially right up here. 6 very good drivers just put it all on the line so early.
They're just absolutely going at it, and we love to see it. Cheney now wrapping the bottom He's so good in the bottom. 3 wide bottom. Oh, Morris, little contact. Look at that PB Henry. Trying to squeeze him up, hoping he'd lift. I think Morris is going to clear him entering 1. So Henry back to 5th. He's now side by side with Cheney. Michael Madden to P2. He's trying to work to the race lead now.
And Tyler Cheney's clear onto 5th right there. He's going to be looking up the inside, though. Nah, not quite clear. PB still right there. Should be clear here through into 3, maybe off of 4.
Doing a very good job. Is Heath Snyder controlling these group of guys behind him, not letting himself have any possibility to get past. These 4 trucks behind him are really tight down the front straightaway. They're going to have a big run entering turn 1. Madden looks inside.
Turn 1. Not quite able to pull it off there.
And Madden just couldn't keep the momentum. The 29 squeezed him down, didn't let him get the car rotated. The truck, excuse me. Madden's going to try it again as Tyler Cheney is all the way on the apron there. That's going to shoot him up the track.
It's going to shoot him up the track, but he bandaged his ticket. He didn't lose too much momentum. Still side by side with Morris.
Looks like he gained momentum. That was crazy. That's a great job from Tyler. He'll have the inside lane here on Morris. Not quite. Still there. Clean air. And then, of course, the 15 truck. Oh, he might be clear of Nathan Nixon.
I don't think so. It's going to be real tight on exit. Oh,
James A. Morris around. Morris around on the back straightaway.
And I think that's Holloman with him.
I think he did a great job avoiding the 08. There's Morris around just past that. We just hit halfway. And I felt like that was coming. Those guys were just racing like crazy up front. Let's take a replay at that. Off of 2, we looked at Tyler Cheney. What happened with him? Thought he was going to get up to P3. He unfolded back here at the 08 truck. He was doing such a good job. Hopefully no contact in any major way. Oh! Kind of ran out of real estate. Almost went into the air there. That was almost big, Wesley.
It looked like there was a small checkup from Nixon as Cheney cleared himself in front, and then just Morris sitting right behind him checked up again a little bit, and Holloman thought he was going to be clear to move up, but didn't expect everybody to slow down up top and just clip the 08.
Yeah, that was an odd one. Off of 2, just seemed like they ran out of real estate. Like you said, a checkup a little bit, but Tyler Cheney did get up to 3rd through it all. So Tyler Cheney in the 54 up to 3rd. But the 08 is going to have to drive through the field again. He's back in 35th. Unfortunately for him, Blair Holloman is still in the top 10 and 7th. But he didn't really lose all that much track position. The 92, I think, is going to get another free pass at Westwood. Is that 3rd or 4th one, Wesley, for the 92 truck?
I think it's the 3rd or maybe the 2nd.
It's up there, but here comes the field. And Drew Pohl is going to join him this time. All of them down pit side. Not in the fuel window to the end here, though, correct, Wesley? We're not going to be able to stretch it here unless we get a lot of cautions.
Unless there's a lot of cautions, I don't think they're going to be able to stretch it. I'd expect at least one more stop. Just hopefully it's not a very quick caution.
Be like 52 to go when they get off pit road. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Or I can't do math. 42 to go. Excuse me, I can't do math. That's about 5 laps. 6-7 laps, you know, off of the fuel window. So as Heath Snyder loses the race lead on pit road. Some guys maybe a different strategy. The 4 truck of Windsor beats him off pit road. Wonder what the strategy call is for the 4. Who had a great night last week.
He did, and now he's put himself in a nice little name right there.
Good spot.
If I want to say, I think it might have been 2 tires.
I think you might be right, but that'd be a little early for 2 tires. I mean, maybe he's just trying it out. I mean, if he did do 2 tires, I like it. Try it out now. I mean, you still have probably a set left on pit road, so just try it. I think he was in the back half of the top 10 though when the caution came out. He was up around the top 15, so pretty aggressive for the Ford truck, but I like it, Wesley. I like it. Gotta try something different.
It's gonna be interesting. And hey, we have some people that stayed out as well, so it's a little bit of a mix and match up front. Chris Fuge stays out. He's gonna take the lead right there in the Marine Corps Ford F-150.
Fuge is still out there. Yeah, you're right. A few guys did stay out. I believe we are 1 to go. So Staples and Connor Fuge. Is that Connor or Chris?
That's Chris.
Can't tell. Chris Fuge, excuse me. Couldn't tell there on the pylon quite who it was. So Chris Fuge is the race leader. Staples to his outside. The 4 of Windsor. We're thinking he's on 2 tires. And then it's Heath Snyder in 4th. Michael Madden in 5th. He's driven back after that big loose earlier in the race. Kind of fell back to the back half of the top 15. Back inside of 5th. Nathan Nixon in 6th. Cheney, PB Henry. PB seemed like he was fading a bit there the longer the run went on. Wesley. Seemed like that truck wasn't as good on the long run.
It might have. I don't know if I'd say it wasn't as good on the long run, but I think just everybody else's trucks got faster.
I could see that. His truck didn't get worse, perhaps, but just didn't have the same speed as those other trucks did at that same point. It seems like maybe they just got that much better, like you just stated. But Windsor now is going to be the highest up there of the Fast 5 Challenge, as he's first time he's been up at the highest of the 5 tonight. Nathan Nixon's kind of been strangleholding that tonight.
And Madden's been right there along with Nixon as well, I will admit. So nice 3 group right there of the Fast 5 drivers.
Here we go. Pace truck is off. Christopher Fuge going to be the race leader. Green flag back in the air, and what a launch. All clear for the 49. Down into turn number 1. Big shoves to the 3 to the 29. They're going to go 3 wide. Split the 24 and the 49.
And here we go. 4 wide
Off of 2. Chaos down the back straightaway. Who gets through it? The 15 of Madden. The 29 of Snyder. Here comes PB Henry to the inside. What a restart
Snyder got
for
a
PB.
huge push by Nixon, who's not losing it. He saves it,
What
though.
a save.
And the 4's drifting up the track as well.
Dropping back. It's chaos on the restart. It looks like if that was 2 tires, it's not working out. He's going backwards right now. Snyder to the race lead. Henry up to 2nd. What a restart for PB Henry. Madden and Cheney to 3rd. It is chaos back here, middle of the pack, though. The 4 of Windsor is dropping like a rock. He might not have took any tires. Or if he did take 2, that is not the right call. Everyone else is going to see that and be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Snyder continues the lead. The 24 truck up there loose is a goose off of 4.
Oh, whoa,
contact!
Around.
Barker, oh, big wreck. Huge wreck down the front stretch.
No, I'm sorry. That was Donnellan that he got tagged with.
There's a whole mess of trucks. Can't blame you, but Barker gets turned or gets loose. I'm not quite sure what happened. Definitely sideways for Barker. Let's get a replay of it here. Off from the 5 truck. So he's working here. Can't quite tell who that is on his outside. I think that's Hunter Hughes.
That's Hunter Hughes on his outside. So there's smoke down the backstretch.
Yeah, something's smoking on the backstretch. Here comes the 5. Oh, here we go. Goes under caution there. A spinner up front. 5 of Barker. Oh, the 28 involved. And you're right, Gary Donnellan. Oh, I think, yeah. I mean, he was a little loose, but the 23 ended in Windsor. At that tire call, I'm going to say it was 2 tires, and he was involved in that a little bit with the front end. Salter around, or involved in that. The 14 truck. A lot of trucks involved in that, Wesley.
and I don't think a lot of them got severe damage. It's going to be a lot of minor damage for them. Though big hits on the 28, of course, the 5 is going to be spending a little bit of time on pit road repairing that truck.
I think the 5 might be the worst for wear. He got sent around and kind of punted around by everyone as Daniel Dow gets the free pass this time. New guy to get the free pass is the 92. Is back in the lead lap. Westward back in the lead lap, trying to fight for that Fast 5 challenge back in, I believe, 28, 27. Go Fuge, boys. I think you can attest to that, Wesley. A little bit. Just a tiny bit.
A little bit. And not only that, they've got the whole back of the Marine Corps with them, as both of them are driving Marine Corps inspired paints. It's the 250th birthday for the Marine Corps, born in 1776 in a bar. So, little rowdy bunch, and guess what? They got 2 boys sitting out there driving the trucks for them, showing their support.
Out. Rowdy bunch is the Marine Corps, and we saw who's my pick to win. Here, I'll give us a dark horse guy who's maybe not one-on-one, but I think my pick to win off speed, I think it's gonna be Heath Snyder. He's gonna break this bad luck streak. I have a bit of an underdog. I think Cheney back there in the 54 truck for me, Wesley. I think those are my 2 guys.
I was gonna ride with you with Cheney there. I mean, he showed that his truck is really hooked up. We saw flashes of it at Kansas where whenever he's having fun and he's in a groove, he's able to just run very well. Oh, I'm sorry, 1775. I got my math wrong on that one.
Oh no. 1775.
I got my math wrong. That's not common.
250th anniversary for our great nation of the United States of America next year, which is awesome. It's cool that we're alive to see that. Just as it's cool to see the 250th for the Marine Corps. Always cool to see our country's history, and we're living at real time, of course. What a great country we live in, Wesley, and all those brave men and women that go into the armed forces. It's great to see them getting represented here, and not only this series in the SSRL, but all across the nation.
Yeah, tomorrow's Veterans Day, so if you're active duty or if you're unenlisted now at this point, whether it was medical that you got put out for, if you hung it up because you decided it was your time, we salute y'all. We thank y'all.
Without a doubt, we salute every one of our military servicemen and women. They are the real heroes that go out there and put their lives at risk, protect our country. So thank you to all of them. And we're about to get back racing here in the Irish Hills. Snyder, Henry, front row. Madden, Cheney, row 2. Holloman, Nixon, green flag, back in the air at the Irish Hills.
Yeah, great launch by Snyder there on the inside. Immediately clears Henry and moves up top to cover him off. Madden now side by side with the 25 for second.
Snyder with a good launch, though. Wesley through 1 and 2. Ooh, a little contact there with Michael Madden and PB Henry. Snyder to the top to cover Henry. Down the back straight away. Snyder clear for the race lead. Chad Giddings has made his way to the top 10.
Saw a little
wiggle
wiggle from the 15. Scared Henry up, but it's not going to do any harm. Henry still great run. Going to get a massive push here from the 54.
He might make it to the inside. Does he stay patient here? He's just going to give a shove to the 29. Oh, well, I think he thought about going inside, but Michael Madden was there. 3 wide.
Man,
Cheney, Nixon off of 2. Oh, that's tight.
They shoved him real high. Nixon also got past both of them. Tyler's already trying to fight back for third, sending it way down to the bottom.
And Nathan Nixon, all these trucks are everywhere. It's like it's 2 to go. We still have so much time left in this room to the inside, trying to make his way to the front. Here's Dave Fuge Jr. to the inside back there. He's made his way into the top 10. Outside, Michael Madden for the race lead.
Gonna have Nixon pushing him that way through. Not clear for Snyder. The 15 still right there on the quarter panel.
Good job through 1 and 2 for Michael Madden and Nathan Nixon. And they, oh, little contact. Nixon to the middle, 3 wide. Madden all the way up the track. This is going to open up the door for Nathan Nixon.
And here comes Slater as well. Another name we haven't mentioned. There's going to be checkups there. A lot of movement was going on in front. Not everybody knew if there was going to be a wreck.
And PB Henry does not go with the 3 truck. He goes with Snyder instead. And Snyder back to the race lead. And Cheney continuing to work the bottom. As Slater to the outside in 5th, now 4th.
And we've got some names up here we haven't seen all night.
Of the field. Not a doubt. I mean, that just killed Michael Madden right there. That one last lap in 3 and 4. Nixon back to the inside.
Slater, amazing run on the outside of PB.
And Slater, where's this 46 truck come from? He's charging. He had a good run last week at Phoenix, and right now he's running inside the top 5 as Nathan Nixon sends it off into turns 1 and 2. Gets the lead, crossover, Heath Snyder. And no help for the 29 or the 3.
Look down there poking way on the bottom. Gettingsman to the inside of Cheney.
Yeah, Cheney's going to want being put 3 wide bottom. Oh, well, that's tight back there with Sailors and Cheney. Gettingsman, it's a whole cluster. See Joseph Tucker in there, finally coming back to the top 10. Been a minute for Joseph Tucker. Heath Snyder, the race leader. Nixon in P2. Nathan Nixon having one heck of a night. Nixon down the backstretch. They're all fanning down the backstretch, Wesley. Craziness. Cheney inside 3 wide. We got squeezed there from the 15 a little bit. And the battle for the race lead. Nathan Nixon, Heath Snyder up front. Gonna sort it out again. Slater gives a big shove to the 3. Block from the 29. Block again. Man, Nathan Nixon is so aggressive right now. 3 wide. Cheney and Madden. Oh, Cheney around. Hard contact. Madden around. Oh my.
Involved in that.
Oh. Tyler Cheney. That is unfortunate. We all, I think, could see that coming. Man. Let's take a replay of that. I think we all kind of saw it there. Just kind of, everyone was on top of each other. And the 15 drives it in there. 3 wide. I mean, I don't think Tyler can go any lower. Man, that's
I don't think you could, especially on corner exit there. It's real tight.
Yeah, the 15 sticks it in there. I mean, there was room, but really stuck it in the wrong truck where there wasn't a lot of room. Yeah, all of them were almost up and over. That was a big hit for all of those guys, and I think all of them are done, at least in terms of winning this race. They'll be having to repair the truck at the back. Wow. That's a very big wreck with some very fast roll. There goes my underdog pick of Tyler.
There I think goes a couple of our picks. I had Tyler included with it. PB I would have wanted to say as a favorite. Same with Madden, and 3 of them all collected right there.
Hey, there's one thing. Heath Snyder, my pick. You know, he's still leading this race. The luck is on his side tonight. I think this is where it kind of turns around for that 29. I hope it is. I hope we don't jinx him, give him the commentator's curse. But Nathan Nixon's having one heck of a drive. We are in the fuel window, though, Wesley. So do we see guys take that opportunity? Huh? See a few. Madden, Holloman, Gettingsman. A few guys in the top 10. Not as many as I thought, though, Wesley. Thinking these guys maybe thinking of more yellows. Save a set. Gonna shake up the grid again, and look who's in the top 10. Sean Jensick, after that massive crash in 3 and 4, he's up to 7th. Morrison 8th. Remember, he brought out a yellow not too long ago. What a race we've had, Wesley. All chaos tonight. And
chaos, but it's been a great race.
Yeah, that's big racing.
And yeah, I think those guys that stayed out, they're thinking there's going to be another caution, so save that set for late.
I don't hate that, because I think everyone up there has made 2 pit stops. So if they've taken tires on both those stops, don't want to take them now and be at risk. But if it goes green to the end, which I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does, these guys will be in the position probably to win on fuel and tires. Or some of these guys might have came down pit road and just took fuel, right? That's a possibility. Just make sure you're good on fuel and save the set.
It's definitely a gamble. I want to keep a set of tires in that pit in case there's a restart, maybe 10 to go or so, and hope people come down, and that way you just have fresh tires and you're not too far back in the pack.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And talk about Nagney. Remember, he had the penalty, had to drive through early in this race. He was involved in a wreck a little bit on one of those chaos wrecks off of, I believe, 4. He's up in the top 10, Wesley. Great drive for the 99. Get one to go.
You want to talk about Nagney? Look, one spot in front of him. The 91 of Jensic.
So I'm talking about, man, what comebacks we've had tonight. All throughout the field, guys who started at the back, guys who started at the front, and they've just, either by strategy or just pure speed, man, they have cut through the field when it's not, I don't think, easy to pass tonight, Wesley. I wouldn't say it's easy.
I wouldn't say it's easy, but those guys, they've got the trucks. They've showed they've got speed. So able to make the passes a little bit easier than some, and definitely showing that their truck should be tossed in the ring for the potential win.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. That 91 truck was on rails before it got into a crash. His own doing there. But maybe they fixed that truck up. Talk about someone else who's entered the chat. Dave Fuge Jr. in the top 5. Talk about that 22 truck, Wesley. He's come on strong here.
Yeah, he was flirting around 15th for a lot of the night. Managed to keep his car clean out of the wrecks that happened in front of him. Now he's sitting here 3rd on the inside.
See how he does here on this ensuing restart. He's got the 82 of Jazbowski on his outside. He's kind of in the back half of the top 10. Watch out, here comes the 22. Yep, we just mentioned Dave. He's having a great run tonight. Pace truck's going to pull off here again. So we go back green with 26 laps to go in the Irish Hills. Who gets the green flag? Snyder to the lead with a great launch.
The 3 spun his wheels there, but the 46 of Slater didn't quite go with the 29. Nixon's going to keep 2nd. Tucker, I think, might clear 3rd here off of 2.
Tucker should have momentum on the 46 of Slater. And excuse me, there's 36 laps to go. I misspoke. As Nixon should have a run down the back. Who doesn't get to the outside of Snyder? Almost did. As here comes Tucker to the inside. And he's not wasting any time or any run.
No, now Dave's looking up the inside of Slater for 4th here. Falls back in line.
Jr. What a run tonight for him. And look at Sean Jensic in the 91. Back up to 6th. James Morris to 7th. Nagy to 8th. What a run tonight for some of these guys. As here comes Tucker to the outside. Ooh, Nixon and Tucker so close in 1 and 2. Tucker to the outside for the race lead.
And you
Nixon
want to talk about
shoves
people,
it at 29. Excuse me.
You want to talk about people making a comeback? Sitting there just outside the top 10, I saw him flash for a second. I think I saw the 92 of Westwood.
If Kyle Westwood comes back and wins not only the Fast 5 challenge, but comes and has oh, spinner! Back to the pack! Saw someone spinning down the front stretch. I believe off of 4. There's someone in the grass back there. Not sure who. Yeah, it looked Blair Holloman in the grass. Saw someone spin it. I knew it wasn't crazy. There's someone back there. Let's get a replay of that. I was like, whoa. There's a truck spinning. Here's the 30. I saw that Red Bull 33 truck. It's kind of run out of space. Looks like the 32 goes up a little bit. 33 comes down. What a save from both those guys, though. One through the grass and one
save.
Yeah, great drive for both those guys. Great drive. We're back to the front half of the field here. Snyder continues to lead. Tucker all up the rear bumper. These 4 have pulled away Back in 5th, Dave Fuge Jr. Just kind of looking at these 4 up here. Super tight, super close racing as the 3's barely clear of the 46 of Slater. What a race we've had tonight. The aggression's been on 10 since the start of the race. As here comes Nixon to the inside of Joseph Tucker.
Tucker, though, should have momentum off of 4, especially with Slater to his rear bumper, pushing him down the front stretch.
Nixon trying to side draft on the front straightaway. That might have hurt him a little bit because I think the 22 will now get to the outside of him. And he does. Fuge to the outside. 46 still there on the outside of the 3. The 8 is all up the back bumper of Snyder. Ooh, does he fit into that hole? Well, the 22 made it easy on him. Went to the inside. Didn't have to force it there. Fuge to the inside. Looking for 4th on Nixon. Nixon's been in the top 5 all night tonight. He's had one heck of a truck. It's been on rails from start to finish.
It's going to be tight off 4.
Off 4 there. No contact. There's a 22 all the way to the apron there. I don't see really anyone run that apron tonight. Really rough down there.
It is, but it shortcuts the track just a little bit and makes sure there's nobody can get side draft on you if you go all the way down there. But not so good a run out of 2. He's going to have Jinsik right on his rear bumper. Now 2 is outside going into 3.
Yeah, the only way you're going to get side draft down there is if you're Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski's there at Michigan one year. That's about the only time you'll see anyone side drafting on the apron there. As we see side by side with the 08 and the 91 and the 22 working together, and the 08 and the 22. Really working. A big shove to the 22 entering turn 1. Nixon to the inside of Slater. Oh, they're leaning on each other. That's going to kill both of their momentum. I don't know how they keep it. Oh, big wreck. 14 almost up and over on the back straightaway.
A lot of cars avoiding it. Caution's out.
Man, he was almost flipping. That truck was halfway in the air down the backstretch. Robert Lewis, I think it's the second time been an incident tonight. Another incident off of turn 2 where it looks like they just kind of ran out of real estate. Let's take a look at it here. To the middle 3 wide, Alphin on the outside. Oh, yeah, a little contact there.
Chris washes up and just ever so slightly touches that 14 on exit.
14 went for a wild ride. Great job from those guys who went all the way to the wall, basically, to avoid him. Great wreck avoidance. But wow, that was almost airborne, Wesley. Almost saw our first flip of the year.
And that's not something you want to see.
So let's go ahead and get Joseph Tucker up here for an interview, Wesley, if you want to try and do that right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Trying to get Joseph up here into the booth with us.
Listed as Michael. Yep.
Joseph's running here, MP. Let's get a word with him here. Having a great race, trying to go for that 4th win on the year. He's making his way down pit road. Most likely for the last time. 18 to go this time by. Trying to get Joseph up here. Oh, Joseph Tucker into the booth, my man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
How is it doing, my man? I know you're in the middle of the pit stop right now, but talk me through your night. You were running second before you came down pit road. How's the truck tonight, and do you got a chance for a win?
Might. I just passed teeth, so
Oh,
I might have a chance.
might have a chance indeed. Talk me through your truck tonight. You made that pit call, lost a lot of track position, but you drove your way back through the field. Is that truck on rails tonight? And could we see that 4th win on the year? And do you expect to pit any more here, or is this the last stop of the night?
I believe this is the last stop. I don't have any tires set, so I'm just hoping that I can run it out. And hopefully I can stay up front. And I'll have some fighting to do to get back up there.
Well, we can't wait to watch it drive through this field, Michael. You've had a great night, or Joseph, excuse me. You've had a great night tonight, and it's been one really fun to watch you slice through the field. As I'm sure Wesley can entertain that as well. It's just been one heck of a race, right, Wesley?
Yeah, a lot of fighting up there at the top. Seems like y'all are on top of each other every lap. Close calls on exit. So it's put on a great show for us. I hope it's great seeing it all out there from your view in the car.
It is. Don't worry about that. I'm enjoying this.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it, Joseph. I hope you have a good rest of your race, my man. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Joseph Tucker, the man who's on the freshest tires, who has the best track position, Wesley. He might be in store for that 4th win on the season.
Yeah, and like we said, very good job cutting his way through traffic tonight once he got further back into the pack. And now, as we were giving that interview, he said he passed Snyder on pit road, and that seemed to be the truck that might have just been holding up a little bit.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think Snyder is just really quick tonight. I think that was his main thought process there. Is this 29 so quick? Get out of my way. And Snyder actually lost a spot to Slater as well. So Slater's in 9th. At least I believe he is. On the pylon, he's 9th. So if he acts, the 14 truck stopped in the apron back there, letting some trucks by. But now the whole grid's flipped up again. Jordan Sailors is the race leader. James Staples again stays out. He's P2. Barker up to 3rd after being the crash not too long ago. Same with the 33 truck of LaFranca. Walters
And
early
Harmon
crash.
that went with him as well.
Yeah, a lot of trucks up here have been involved in incidents. I think Sailor's the only one who hasn't been involved in an incident up here. But the pace truck's going to pull off. New race leader, a bunch of new faces yet again. We shuffle them up. Who gets the right deck this time? Green flag back in the air at the Irish Hills. A lot of tires spinning the outside. That's going to hurt Joseph Tucker. And clear Sailors. Wow. Top 3 breakaway there, Wesley.
Top 3 breakaway, and it was just because that outside line spun it a little bit and got it a little congested. Tucker, though, really going to push forward, make sure he keeps Heath Snyder behind him.
Look at that view down the back straightaway. All these trucks barreling into turn 3 and 4. The 80 through the middle. Here's the 8 of Tucker, 4 wide. Snyder involved there.
Tucker blinking just a little bit.
Oh, car around. That's the 18 of Hunter Hughes. Drew Prohl around. Slater involved. The 50, the 4.
The
Big
46
wreck.
involved.
Wow. And Hunter Hughes, I think, got the worst of it. I'll go out on a limb and say that. That car is smoking. Let's take a replay of that. Yeah, that was crazy off of 4. Whoa, yeah, Slater. He almost goes up an airborne. I think Westwood might have made it through all that in that tide ride. Drew Prohl involved, though. Hunter
Starts
Hughes,
right there. I think that was Dave Fuge Jr. and Hunter getting together, and then Prohl was ahead of this, so that's a whole nother incident to look at.
Hughes, one of the Fast 5 guys. I think Windsor was involved in it a little bit. This is just chaos. Take a look at it right here. Yeah, just some contact. I can't tell through who. In the 80 truck, he gets turned around. I don't think any damage for him. Whoa, is that JP Jones? Who's threading the needle there? There's so much happening right here. Barker has made his way up to P2. James Staples no longer up here. I believe he's made his way maybe down to pit road, or he was involved in that wreck. It was just chaos, Wesley.
Oh, man. You're on 20 laps to go, and everything's going out the window. These truckers are going to be... They already were aggressive, but I didn't think they were going to be able to get more aggressive, but it seems that they are.
Well, that was just the situation, right? We have old tires up front. We have guys who need to get ahead of the other guys like Snyder and Tucker and Nixon. And Sean Jensick in 8th now, man. What a drive for him. But all those guys just trying to work by the traffic. And this is good, though. I mean, it's not good in the fact that a lot of the old tire cars wrecked, but it is good for the fact that Sailors and Barker are bleeding off laps here. This helps their cause, Wesley.
Helps their cause a lot. It just saves them ever so slightly. I'm not sure how many times they've been down pit road. They might still have it set fresh in case, guess what? 10 laps to go, there's a caution. Hey, we got new tires. Everyone else doesn't.
That's very true. It's a very valid, very true point for them to save that set for the end 10 laps, you know, get some... Having a 10-lap advantage at the end of the race is going to be big if that's the strategy. But I think guys have made their bed tonight. I think their bet is we're staying out. We're trying to win a race. Now, if they lose a bunch of track position, they'll probably slap on the last set. But I think this is their play, their deck that they've been dealt. They're going to try and execute right here. I believe we're at the line. We'll see 13 to go. We'll go green with 12, if I'm not mistaken. And that's James Staples is in 4th. I just realized that he did not come down pit road. Still in the top 5 for the 24 truck. So Tucker is in 6th, Snyder in 5th, Nixon 7th, Jensic 8th, Morris in 9th, and Fuge, Dave Fuge Jr. in the 10th spot. Here's the 50 truck down pit road. One of those guys who did stay out. He'll take tires. Now he won't have a big advantage, probably a lap, half a lap. And a few guys probably slid the tires a lot. That was their last set. But he will come down pit road for the fresh tires. Talk about someone who I haven't talked about for a minute. Saw him back there in the 11th position. Wilson in the 48 truck. Remember, he qualified really well. 2nd. Just haven't seen him a lot, or in the top 5 tonight. And
yeah, he
just
slid back on the initial start and slowly crawling his way up.
Hopefully for him, he can rebound and get a good finish tonight. But if you're Jordan, Sailors, James, or Barker, Blair, Holloman, Staples, you want another caution now. As soon as we go into turn 1, you want to see him stack up a wreck behind you. And hopefully, if you're in their shoes, you want to see the 8 and the 29 doing it.
The 8, the 29, you want to see the 3 involved, the 91 if you're those out front that stayed on old tires.
You want the whole back half to get involved really on those tires. At least in some way. I believe the pace truck's going to pull off here. Yes, he does. Pace truck down pit lane. Sailors yet again will have the race lead. We saw a big tire spin last time in the outside lane. Green flag back in the air here at the Irish Hills.
And again, Barker, not a good restart.
Yeah, again, the outside just crumbles apart. That's good for Snyder, though. He moves ahead of Joseph Tucker. So Snyder to the inside now of Barker in turns 1 and 2. He'll clear Barker. I don't know if Tucker has cleared him. Off of corner number 2. Sailors, the race leader.
Tucker was clear. He's going to follow that 29. I'd want to stick right on his bumper. Put him in as much pressure as you can.
I thought the 88 was going to chop the nose of the 29. He'll drift up now. The tires on the bottom. The 8 on the outside lane. He'll go with the 29 on the inside. Look back there. The tide ride of Westwood coming back from an early wreck. And he's into the top 10. Great drive for Westwood, but battle for the race lead up front. 11 laps to go. I think Snyder is going to clear here. Yes, he does. He'll slide up in front of Jordan Sailors, excuse me. Trying to get away from now Tucker and him are no longer helping each other. They're all in it for themselves, and Sailors continues to sail on the outside. Still there.
Right at the bottom. Just clear off of 4. He's still got Snyder right in front of him. That his target.
Tight. Talk about someone who's dropped back. The 3 truck back to 14th. He's gone backwards. Not sure why. Maybe some damage to that truck. He might have gotten involved in some of the incident. Caution out. Interesting here. So now we'll have another restart within 10 laps to go. Snyder's the race leader. Let's see what happened back here. The 14 truck who almost went up and over earlier in the race. I think he has some fresh tires. He's working his way through Alphen. And Slater. Oh.
Just came across the nose, I think. Not sure if he came down or if Slater came up. And then again, the 14 almost up and over.
I think Slater went up, but I mean, I think that's just kind of a, like, we've seen that so many times tonight. I wouldn't say that's on either of them, unless take a really minute details of who came down like an inch or two. I think that was just a racing deal. Granted, at the back of the pack, and a truck that is on the last truck in the lead lap, last two trucks on the lead lap with the 46 and the 14. And Blair Holloman's up there. He is on older tires, but he's done a good job, though, Wesley, along with Jordan Sailors on the old tires. You have to wonder if Joseph Tucker, even with the fresh tires, can he have a good restart? We haven't seen that outside lane have good restarts all night tonight.
No, we haven't, and there has been one case where it was, but that was because the leader was the one that chose the outside lane. It's going to be real tough. He's got to anticipate when Snyder up there in the 29 is going to go, and he's got to go with him. Now, this is also something we also just talked about. The 5 cars dropped back a little bit. The 88s dropped back a little bit. So has Holloman. I'm not sure if Holloman's got a new set on pit road, but do you come down and take those now within 10 laps to go?
No way. I'm hoping that these two in front of me just wreck each other, and I just cruise on by. I mean, either way, they're in the top 5, and they were holding pretty good pace there. And there's one starting. Sailors is starting on the inside. We're gonna go 8 to go this time by. We don't have the 1 to go either, so probably go green with 6 to go, 7 to go, 6, 7, right?
6 to go.
6 laps to go. So I don't see you pitting, and I don't think you're gonna make it. Even if you had a 100 lap pressure tires, it'd be really hard. Maybe not 100, but a big tire advantage. It'd be really hard to drive from the back half of the field up to the front, even back to 3rd and 4th where they're running. I think someone can get a top 5 tonight. Dave Fuge Jr. He's running in 7th. I think he's on play for a top 5, especially with some guys on older tires ahead of him. We'll start in the inside lane here. I'm intrigued to see how this restart goes, Wesley, with all the kind of chaos we've seen on restarts tonight. And just racing in general.
We've talked about aggression and how aggressive these guys have been all race long. And if the dial wasn't already up to 100, it's going to be up to 100 now. If it was at 100, they're going to have to find a second dial and turn that one up to 100 at this point. It's going to be a wild, wild finish here.
They're going to break that dial, right? They're going to break it, trying to go past 100. And I think, like, my pick was Heath Snyder. He's got to right this ship tonight after just a horrid season. See, let's go Holloman. Let's go Nagy. Get a top 10 of Nagy. Some guys cheering on their fellow friends and family in the chat tonight. We'll see 6 to go when we go green here. So if we get a caution, we probably won't see overtime unless it's in that 3 to 4 lap window. Have to see how it all shakes up here, but I'm interested to see if the 3 wins in a row, Joseph Tucker can kind of break the heart of the unlucky this year so far, Heath Snyder tonight, and get a good launch on the outside that no one's really been able to do, and aside from the restart you just mentioned a second ago, where the leader chose the top. So we're gonna have to see how it goes. Let's go Tucker, cheering on in the chat there. Snyder, Tucker on the front row. Those two are on fresh tires. They've been really, I think, the best trucks all night. Sailors and Holloman, 3rd and 4th. They are on old tires, but they've done a pretty good job to hold some pace on the old tire. Jensick and Morris, 5th and 6th. They've had a heck of a night, Wesley, for the entire race. Both those guys have been involved in a wreck tonight. They've both been at the back, both been at the front. Fuge and Barker in row 4. Staples still in the top 10 with Kyle Westwood, who I think is now the highest running driver in the Fast 5 Challenge. Because I think Nathan Nixon went down pit road. Pace truck's going to pull off. Will this be the last restart? Either way, it's an important one. The pace truck's off. Snyder will lead us to the green. Green flag back in the air. Another great launch for the bottom.
Great launch for Snyder. He's already clear of Tucker, but Tucker's not falling back. He's right there on the bumper.
Tucker's right there, right in the wheel tracks in 1 and 2. Does he dive to the bottom? Does he dive to the outside? Jensick 3 wide on the bottom back there. The 22 trying to follow up Dave Fuge Jr. 3 wide for third. Excuse me.
I was going to say 3 wide for third, and I think there's Westwood trying to follow Dave as well.
As there's Holloman to third, Morris on the top. He might get all of them as they're all fighting amongst themselves to the inside. Look at Kyle Westwood. Westwood is having one heck of a night.
A great comeback from him, and Tucker was still all over the back of Snyder through that front stretch. Morris up high trying to work the top side. Jensick on the bottom, the 88 of Sailors in the middle.
Can Kyle Westwood go back to back? Phoenix, Michigan? Well, this would be one heck of a story for the 92 truck. It's been one up and down day. He might just break into. They're 4 wide back here.
It's going to be real tight on exit. They all make it still 4 wide coming down the front stretch.
This is chaos. The 91 jumps up in front of him. Holloman has Morris to the inside as Tucker and Snyder are just, I think, working together here, trying not to let these other guys have a chance at getting to him. We're 4 laps to go this time. 3 next time by. So that's the calm before the storm, Wesley. They're resetting.
I don't know if I'd call it calm. There's no calm in this right now. The 8 is hounding the 29 of Snyder. 3 wide for 4th.
Whoa.
Westwood on the bottom.
Kyle Westwood is charging late. And what a story it'd be. He's got the momentum, even though he's on the bottom lane. 3 wide. If he can stay there, he might get this. Westwood on the inside lane. Can he wrap the bottom good? Oh, it's going to be tight. Oh, a little contact. That was a little bit of net code there, I think. I don't think there was real contact. Either way, the 91 slides up. He's still not clear. The 91 and the 92 still. Oh, what? Oh, rack in the back. He's up and over. And there we go. There's that first flip. That was big back here. I think it was that truck right there, if I'm going to have to assume, Wesley. And oh, that's Wilson. That's unfortunate. Take a look at it. Whoa. Ah. Oh. Didn't quite have our flip. Thought we did. Oh, we did. Kind of. Okay. Guys almost flipped there. Thought we had our first flip of the year, but wow. What happens right here? I think the 48 tries to make a move to the bottom. He's not clear the 24, or the 24 just kind of squeezes them. Either way, they all come together, and it is a massive wreck.
Yeah, and Chris unfortunately involved in that. Nowhere to go as there was a checkup right in front of him.
This is chaos. Wow. I thought they were up and over. Man, that's a hard hit. Newell involved. I mean, the 48 just unfortunate. Started out so promising tonight. And qualifying and early in the race. As it just hasn't gone his way tonight. Now, Dave has been working it tonight. He has. Yeah, green, white, checkered is what we're going to get now, Wesley. I think that means we're going to get even crazier. If you can believe it.
Definitely going to be crazier. I don't think I'd believe if he said this could get crazier than what we've seen.
Ooh, Snyder fakes. Gary Donovan comes down per road. He was in the top 10. James Staples as well. He was on old tires. And he was involved in the wreck. So, no surprise that the 24 is pitting. And James Morris, I wouldn't count that 08 out. I mean, he sat on the pole. He's been good all night tonight. I wouldn't count the 08 or the 8 of Tucker out. As Tyler Cheney has just said in the chat. Cheney, unfortunately, out earlier in this race.
Yeah, those two, they've kind of built a friendship. They've been working with each other off all throughout the week. So, a little bit of a friendship there. And a well-deserved one. Those two, I was with them before race. They were cracking jokes all during practice.
It's good to have a positive attitude before you go into a race. You don't want to be all, stiff and nervous. You want to be loose, right? You want to be joking. You want to have some good confidence. And I mean, Tyler had a good night tonight before it went wrong with the contact with the 15 truck. And well, Tucker's had a good night tonight as well. He just hasn't had the contact, fortunately for him. So see if Tucker can close this one out, or if the Heath Snyder machine can stay on to the race lead and get this redemption win after this horrible season he's had so far of luck. Morris got the special sauce on the tires. He might have a little sauce in them, little saucy tires. Or get them tires all saucy, right, Wesley?
Well, a little bit of stick 'em. I know it's meant for football gloves, but it might just work.
Yeah, just a little stick 'em. Who cares if them tires are really, really hot? Stick 'em works. We're gonna go 1 to go this time. Should be green, white, checkered. Pace lights are off. So we have Blair Holloman still in 4th. Great job from Blair. I think he's still on old tires, so he's just done a great job in the 32 truck. Sean Jensick in 5th. Kyle Westwood, I'm not counting that 92 out. What a drive. I could only imagine if he wasn't involved in the crash earlier what kind of night it could have been with the track position. Jezbowski's been kind of a back half top 10 truck all night. And the 11 of Haynes, you talked about that checkup earlier with the, I believe the 17 on the outside. That was the truck that hit that truck sideways on the outside. He's up in the top 10. Jordan Sailors on the old tires in 9th, and Dave Fuge Jr. in the top 10 back there. You see Barker, he slid back to 11th. JP Jones in 12th. Chad Genningsman, haven't said his name a lot tonight, Wesley. He's back there in 13th, though. Should get a top 15, maybe a top 10 before it's all said and done.
Yeah, Genningsman we always talk about. He's a silent name. He'll slowly drive up and be there at the end, and he's certainly there now.
Without a doubt, and I wouldn't even count Genningsman out. This has been such a crazy race. We haven't really seen the leader have that big wreck yet, right? Of almost flipping. So maybe this could be the restart. You hope not, but with how this track is, with how the racing is at these types of racetracks, you just never really know. So here we go. Snyder, Tucker, Morris, Holloman, front row. Who gets the checkered flag?
Are we even going to see the white?
We'll have to see. Snyder, green flag, and a good launch for the 29.
He's
clear,
not quite clear. Oh, just barely.
Barely clear. I thought he wasn't clear there for a second as well. He is clear, though, so now the 8 has to be on the attack. He does not want to be swallowed up by the 08 in the 32. Here comes the 08 right now, trying to get to the inside.
And
They're all
that
fanning out.
truck looked so happy on the rear. He was pushing the 29 through the corner.
He's right on the bumper as they got up to speed in 1 and 2. Holloman on the outside of Morris. Coming back to the white flag. We're going to see the white flag, Wesley. 1 lap to go in the Irish Hills. Tucker trailing Snyder for the race lead.
And Tucker, he's going to have to set Snyder up off of 2 if he wants that move into 3. Pokes his nose low, not quite going to be there.
He was close, though. Morris have a big run. Oh, big wreck in the back. Hard contact with another truck. A lot of trucks in the back as there's a battle for the race lead up front. Tucker to the inside. Snyder. Contact a little bit.
Run him way up to the wall here.
Who does the 08 go with? Heath Snyder is going to win in the Irish Hills. Finally, Heath Snyder gets a break. Tucker second. Morris third as they're crashing down the back straightaway. Heath Snyder, I wouldn't say dominates, but does a great job tonight, leading a bunch of laps, and he'll finally pick up the checkered flag.
That was a great race at the end.
Great clean battle, right? That was hard racing. A little bit of contact, nothing egregious. That's what we like to see.
Man, at 29, he's finally got to feel happy. All the heartbreaks of stuff that was not his fault, and finally puts it into victory lane. But just what I want to give kudos to Tucker. He put that 29 on it, that final restart. He was on his back bumper that whole final 2 laps, not letting him run away with it.
And it's burn it down time for the 29 and Elliott Esports. Or Elliott Sadler Esports, excuse me. But he's had an amazing race from start to finish tonight, and Heath Snyder's bad luck, like you just said, Wesley, is snapped here in the Irish Hills. What a race win, Heath Snyder. And what a battle throughout that whole race, Wesley, with the 8, the 3 truck, and all those guys.
Yeah, a great battle. Like we said, it felt like the intensity was set to 100 since the drop of the green flag with how much there was a fight up front for the win.
He's burning it down in Mobile 1 victory lane. Celebrations galore tonight. Wesley is a lot of job. I'm not quite sure who won the Fast 5 challenge, but I believe it is Kyle Westwood. I think Westwood, which I don't think when I saw him wrecking, I don't think I saw him winning that tonight. But what a drive from him. Never quit attitude for the 92 truck. What a race tonight for that man. Heath Snyder parks it in victory lane. Can't wait to get up here in the booth with him. So we're going to take a quick commercial break before we get our drivers up here in the booth, everyone. And we'll get to interviewing our third place truck and the rest of our drivers in the top 3.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, we're back from our quick commercial break, everyone. Ready to get our third place finisher in here, James A. Morris. He's our third place finisher tonight. Let's get him up here in the booth. Wesley, if you're down for that.
I'm ready. Let's get him up here.
James, you're up here in the booth. Do you got a copy, my man?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What is up, James? Talk me through your evening tonight. I saw you qualified on pole. And I think my first question's got to be asked, why didn't you start there?
Because somebody jumped into the channel and asked a question. Kyle was asking a question about some in-race adjustments, and I forgot. And they were supposed to let me know, and they forgot. So we got distracted, and that's yeah.
Well, I just had to ask that first and foremost because we're looking and we're like, whoa, James isn't leading when we go into green, but I had to get that. But your race tonight, you drove from the back up inside the top 5. Then you had a spin, I believe, down the back straightaway, and then you drive back to the front. I mean, what more could you have done there to get clear of the 8 and the 29 there at the end of the race?
You know, to tell you the honest truth, this is one of those things where I'm going to play team play in the moment because I could have got around both of them. I could have got around them, but a sense of the team, I wanted Heath to get his first one. I didn't want to jeopardize or do anything where I could have got around both of them, but I didn't want to hurt them or hurt, Heath or do something. It was one of those things where I haven't had a good last couple weeks. I've had a lot of bad luck. And tonight, it was just to get some good points. So I'm just happy with the way the night is. I'm happy where I finished. If win would have been great, but you know what? Tonight's one of those nights where we came in not knowing what I had in the race. Yeah, we could qualify good, but turns out this setup was phenomenal.
Well, I'd have to second you on the phenomenal setup tonight. I mean, driving through the field, it seemed like you could pass, but it was just so dependent on if the guys went with you that were around you in the draft. I'd assume that was a big play tonight, as we all saw it. But was dirty air a big effect tonight with the trucks here, or was it kind of minimal?
It wasn't so much surprisingly, it affected a little bit in 3 and 4, but it wasn't so much as the dirty air on the nose, more the side force on the side draft. Even though you clearly had a better truck, if you didn't time your run correctly, like there were some passes I made where I timed it correctly, got to the outside, was able to move around. But if I didn't get the run and to set up the run to actually make the move, they would pull right outside and just completely kill you. That side draft was terrible. But the dirty air on the nose was actually a lot better with this particular track for some reason versus when we were at Kansas or something several weeks back. So it was a different effect tonight.
Well, that's interesting to hear, the different effects and just how tracks race so differently in the same exact car, right? Or truck, excuse me. But that's really interesting to hear that perspective from you. I was wondering that myself. It didn't seem like, I mean, the 8 truck was all up the back bumper entering the corner, and like I couldn't believe that. I feel like most of the time you just wash up towards the wall and the thing don't turn. That thing was turning.
Exactly. Yes, I didn't have no issues with not being able to turn. None of that. So I think just when something got on your right recorder, it hurts you. And then on the side force.
Without a doubt, I saw that a lot tonight, and I think Wesley can attest to the great racing we saw tonight, though. I mean, all night it seemed like the start of the green flag. You guys were just on it tonight, and it was a fun race to watch. And Wesley, if you got further more to add here for James on his good points day.
Yeah, very good points day indeed. Like we said, you qualified on pole, but didn't quite start there and managed to work your way back. Once you got up to the front, though, just seeing those guys, how hard they were going, how much did you think they were gonna wreck right in front of you and possibly take you with them, or if you could avoid them?
Had a couple Code Brown moments tonight coming through there, but it was one of those things where what I really wanted was a long run, and I just would sit there and wait, and we never really got it. But being able to, it was all about positioning myself correctly. And I got to give a big shout out to my spotter. If it wasn't for him, they're telling me what's going on in front of me, where I could set the truck up, where I was, what I was doing. If it wasn't for that, I would have been in a couple of those wrecks. So a big shout out to my spotter tonight. Colburn, he's phenomenal spotter.
Well, my man, you had a great run tonight, and you had a great spotter in the booth to help you manage the chaos at some points tonight. And before I let you go tonight, sponsors, shout outs, all that good stuff before I let you go on your Monday afternoon evening.
Well, thank you.
Late night.
Here you go, you're good. I want to thank my team, Dave, Heath. I wouldn't be here without them. I want to thank all the guys that just have put me here. ESC, the team, with Dave. Thank the league. I want to thank my spotter and Colburn Race Wraps for giving me a really good paint a week early, but hey, it was a good paint. But hey, and I want to thank you guys for being up here in the booth. It's been overdue to come here and talk to y'all after the race, so I'm glad I was able to come up here and talk with y'all.
Well, we're glad to come and hear your voice again, James. It was nice talking to you, my man. Always a class act, you are, my guy, and I hope to see you up here next week. You're in the Fast 5 Challenge when we go racing again. Something else to fight for, right? And hope you have a good rest of your evening, man.
You too, my friend. You too. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you. You too. It's our P2 finisher, ladies and gentlemen, or P3, excuse me. James A. Morse. Let's go ahead and get Joseph Tucker on in here, P2 tonight. Maybe one spot short of what he wanted Wesley, but nonetheless. Joseph, you got a copy up here in the booth?
Hi.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you didn't quite beat Heath tonight. It was close. You guys had a bit of a photo finish there at the end, but what more could you have done through the restarts, through that whole end sequence since we last talked to you on pit road about, half an hour ago?
Honestly, I thought I played the cards right. Other than that restart after you guys pulled me up, I just got so trapped behind everyone and just kept getting slowed down, but did what I could to try to get back by Heath and never worked. And then that was my one opportunity to get back by him because me and him perfectly timed restarts. And he just had his teammate, and James played his cards right, just went with Heath. He had the bigger run.
I mean, we talked about it when we brought you up during that caution on the pit stop about how aggressive y'all guys were on just racing up front. And those final couple of restarts, you never left the rear bumper of that 29. You seemed like you were glued to it, just pushing them in and out of the corner, just trying to upset them a little bit, but not dump them to get around them.
Yeah, I was trying everything I could. With me and Heath being ESC teammates and not us being on the same team. We aren't. I wish, but I have good guys. Either way, with me and him being ESC teammates, I was just gonna work with him until it actually mattered. And those were those last 2 laps that I thought if the caution didn't come out, me and him were gonna be door to door. And then James came into picture, and it was gonna be a battle. Of course, it's definitely gonna be a battle between us 3. Just like I said, cards didn't play out right. Tried all I could, and came down to that last quarter.
Yeah, just a little bit more. I mean, if the 08 goes with you instead of him, right? That could have been the difference. Or, like the 08 goes to the bottom and splits you to the 3 wide. Maybe that's the difference, right? But, I mean, I don't think you put a foot wrong tonight. You did a good job of pretty much the entire race, and you were fun watching. It was fun for us up here in the booth to watch you drive through the field, like always. You're always driving through the field, and I bet I know you said it was fun in the truck tonight, but your truck just seemed on rails tonight, my man, and it was good to see you up here again. I mean, I know last week didn't quite work out at Phoenix, but come home to another good points day, and you're extending that points lead again.
That's all I can hope for. Just keep expanding my points lead, and hopefully I can fight for a championship at the end of the year, but 85 the difference between me and James after his good result this week. Just gonna continue to hope I get good results. Auto Club next coming 2 weeks, I think. Gonna be a great track for me, and then of course I think Atlanta. So we have some good tracks coming up on the schedule that I'll definitely be fast at. So just gonna work on keep expanding this points lead.
Well, my man, I think you're on the right track to keep expanding it, and we hope to see you up here in 2 weeks' time, I believe, at Auto Club, which is a fun racetrack. And before I let you go tonight, sponsors, shout outs, all that good stuff, before I let you loose.
Mom and Dad, everyone for watching, you guys for broadcasting, SSRL, Chastity Tucker Realtor. If you know House of Middle Tennessee, call her up. Numbers on the hood. Let's see. ESC, and my actual team in here, also in Tim Racing, Drew, Gary. Great guys. Sucks that I had a bad night, but well, we'll get back on rails. And just everyone for racing clean, even though we had a ton of cautions, it was still fun.
Well, my man, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Hope to see you up here in 2 weeks' time at Auto Club Speedway.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Wesley, that is our man, Joseph Tucker. And yeah, I think he's got a bit of a points lead, about 85 entering the race, or 85 on James. So going into some good tracks for him, I think the field should be worried.
Just a little bit. It's not just those 3 wins, they help a lot, but he's consistently up in the front, which is what's really helping him carry.
Not it out.
Now, someone not consistently on the front, but finally breaking through, our winner tonight.
Yes, sir. Let's get him up in here. Heath Snyder, my man, what is up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Are you doing, my man? You come home with the win tonight. The bad luck's over. You come home with a win, and you just talk me through your whole race from start to finish, because you had a pretty wheel in it from lap 1.
The bad luck is over for now. Because this has been a rough season so far, and hopefully this helps get it turned around. I think the next few races should go pretty well too, as long as I don't get caught up in something that's not my fault again. But yeah, I brought a heck of a piece to the track tonight, and it's pretty easy to get it up to the front and then keep it there after that. I'm glad things didn't get too chaotic up front. Most of the issues were going on behind us, so I was able to keep it clean and brought her home.
Man, and you had a great battle there at the end with Joseph Tucker. It was a clean battle. I mean, you come into line side by side, and the 08 pushes you to give you that last little ump for the race win, and you guys worked great as a team. Just talk me through your strategy tonight, and were you guys working together in that, and that late call about, I think, about 15 laps to go to come and get tires and drive back through the field. What was your headspace there when you know you had to get back by the 8 of Joseph Tucker because he beat you off pit road?
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily worried about him, not like saying he was slow or anything, but I know he's going to race me clean and everything with us being teammates and whatnot. My bigger concern was all the people who stayed out or either took 2 tires or something. I did not expect to go onto the pit road first and come out 9th on that restart. But those guys, kept it pretty clean. Nobody really spun their tires or anything. So just kind of sent it into turn 1 and was able to get in front of Tucker at that point. And fortunately they wrecked again there. But after that I was able to keep in front of him. So I felt pretty good that we had the win.
Without a doubt, my man. You did end up picking it up, but it was one heck of a battle with you and Tucker tonight, and a lot of other trucks, a lot of other guys took themselves out or had different issues with the chaos we saw tonight, which you weren't a part of any tonight. Like you said, the bad luck's over for now. But me and Wesley, I've talked. You were my pick to win tonight at, I believe, like lap 30 or so to go. So I'm happy I got my pick to win. But Wesley can, I think, confirm this. You were fast all night. If you could agree with that, Wes.
You definitely were fast all night. It was an amazing race from the start. Intensity almost maxed out since the drop of the green flag. Once we got to the final 10 or so laps, we're like, can they get more aggressive? And turns out y'all did. I was a little shocked with that. Tucker on the last couple of restarts almost never left your rear bumper, and it was just all over you through the corners and along the straights.
I did not feel loose this whole race until those last couple laps. Like you said, yeah, he did not leave my bumper. My mirror was just full of him, and I know he's pretty good at draft tracks and stuff like that, so I wasn't too worried about the push, but I knew, if he was on me coming out of the exit of the turn, that's where my biggest concern was. But typically we had, a little bit of gap coming out of the exit, so I was able to keep it under me.
You definitely keep him under you. You did.
Yeah, I was just about to say that exact same thing, Wesley. He kept him under him indeed, and you come home with the win tonight. You're gonna be in the Fast 5 challenge next week. You have that to fight for, or 2 weeks from now, excuse me, at Auto
3
Club.
weeks from now.
3 weeks from now? Oh, that was
3 weeks from now. Nope. Ooh. 2 weeks from now at Auto Club is gonna be favorite drink.
Oh, there we go. It's nice to see. But either way, we'll see you, I'm sure, up again, fighting for the race win and the top 5. Just hopefully the good luck continues for yourself. And before I let you go tonight, that sponsors and teammates, all the shout outs before we end you off tonight, my man.
Yeah, first off, I'm just happy I was able to make the race, because got home, my girlfriend and I got home from vacation about 2 hours before this race, so I was a little concerned on that, but glad I was able to make it home. But yeah, shout out to the guys back at ESC. We always work together great as a team. I know, Tucker's not necessarily running as ESC in this league, but we're still going to work together, keep it clean with each other. I know it's a competitor, but I have to shout out Grid Division, seeing that I'm friends with a lot of the owners of that. But also appreciate you guys for, you know, streaming this and being on board for most of the season, I think. And, you know, looking forward to going back and rewatching this replay and seeing everything that happened.
Well, my man, yeah, I think you'll be very, very pleased to go watch the replay. One, you know, no bad luck, all good luck tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your week, my man, and a great rest of your night. I hope to see you up here at Auto Club.
All right, yeah, I hope to return. This Auto Club's pretty similar to Michigan, so I think we should be able to bring a fast truck once again.
Well, you have a great night, my man, and have a good rest of your week.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Yep.
And right before we wrap it up here, let's look at our unofficial race results tonight. Heath Snyder obviously picks up the win. Joseph Tucker and Morris rounds out the top three. Wesley, but look at those guys in 4th and 5th. Sean Jetzik, who was a big crash in 3 and 4. I don't know how they fixed that truck. And Kyle Westwood in a big crash in 3 and 4. Both top 5s were great runs for those guys.
And Westwood as well, taking home the Fast 5 win for tonight. Like we said, great runs back up through the field after their incidents. And give it to Morris as well. We talked to him about it during his interview, but great run back after missing the start of the race.
Let it out, and Westwood not only won the night, he'll be racing for it next time out at Auto Club. And you know, Nick Jabowski was a good car all night, just kind of back half top 15 car all night. Did a good job. Mark Haynes. Okay, I about mispronounced that there. I was gonna say Haynes. That would have been bad. Jordan Sailors ends up 9th. Good run from him. He stayed out on the old tires. Didn't quite work out. Sends up with the top 10. Dave Fuge Jr. in 10th. Good runs from him.
Solid run all around there.
Yeah, some great runs tonight, some great comebacks for some guys. Chad Giddings been in 11. Didn't hear a lot about Chad tonight. Wesley, a little perplexed to see that. The 97 is usually pretty up there. Still ends up 11th. Not a bad night, but expect a bit more out of the 97 of Giddingsman. Barker in 12th. You know, he was in a late race, wreck there at the end. Ends up 12th. JP Jones top 15. Andrew Nagy in 14th. Joseph DuPont 15th. Drew Prohl in 16th. Philip LaFranca. Tony Jeffries, David Salter, Robert Lewis. Robert Lewis ends up 20th after almost flipping. That's a pretty good top 20, I'd say. Twice, yeah. I would say that's one heck of a race, and I'd say that's the best top 20 he's ever earned.
I agree with you. That's an amazing run. After almost becoming an astronaut twice in the single race.
A lot of kids want to grow up to be race car drivers or astronauts. He did both tonight, but let's look at our rest of our finishing order. Brian Alpin, and Jordan Slater, 21st, 22nd. Jordan was up there at the end there. Not sure what happened to Jordan there. I think he might have got caught up in the many wrecks at the end. Michael Madden was good. Nathan Nixon just kind of unraveled. The last 10 laps, the 3 car was so good tonight and didn't have it there at the end. Russell Windsor was in some wrecks. Nico Terra, 27th. Matt D. Wilson qualified well. Didn't quite have the race pace and then gets caught up in a late race wreck. I believe it was the last wreck of the night. Jeremy Newell, Connor Fuge in the top 30, round him out. Let's get the rest of our boys here. Daniel Dow, 31st, he was involved in a wreck. Some really good trucks back here, Wesley. If you see Tyler Cheney, PB Henry, Hunter Hughes. Some really good trucks back here.
Some real unfortunate incidents caught them up and put them on pit road for good on the night. And like you said, those 3 in particular, 37th, 39th, and 40th, all really fast up there at the top as well. 31st, 32nd, Daniel Dow and Gary Donnellan. Again, 2 typical trucks we see pretty fast. Not quite had it tonight. They flirted around the top 10 every now and then, but not quite there. Staples, Chris Fuge in 34th, Torrey Moore 35th, Hart in 36th, and then 38th, Noah Walters. All got in incidents a little bit there at the end that kind of just hampered their finish.
I think we have 2 more trucks. Yeah, we have 3 more trucks. Rob Ross Jr. in 43rd. Tyler Rouse, lap 1. That's just been the unlucky. And Colton Gardner, he has no... If you don't have luck at all, you're just going to have bad luck. And I think Colton Gardner just has all the bad luck. Because I think all of Heath Snyder's bad luck went to him again. So unfortunate for Colton. He just cannot seem to have anything go his way, kind of like Keith has all year long, and Tyler Rouse, same kind of deal, Wesley.
Yeah, unfortunate lap 1 incident there, and just backed out of the throttle and got tagged as he was goosing it back up. So it just spun him and took him out for the race after not even a full lap of running, just 2 turns in it straight.
Which is always the worst feeling as a driver. I mean, we're not even done with the first lap and we're already wrecked. But nonetheless, Wesley, from start to finish, like you've said, pretty much all night, the intensity was amazing. The racing was fantastic. We saw some big wrecks, but I don't think it was anything like of over aggressive or like dumb moves or anything. It was just great hard racing, and hard racing produces some wrecks sometimes, and that's what I love to see when you come out here. The SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Truck Series, they put on a show, and these guys yet again in Michigan put on a show, and they're going to put on another show when we race again at Auto Club.
Yeah, Auto Club in 2 weeks time, a lot similar track style to Michigan. It's that long oval that's a good amount of speed, a little burp in the corner if you need it, and draft and dirty air is going to play a huge factor.
Well, I can't wait to watch that with you, Wesley, up here in the booth, and I'm sure everyone at home watching and all the virtual iRacing fans there at the virtual speedway are going to have a blast there. And thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great night. Me and Wesley had a fun time up here in the booth, and shout out to our producer, Kobe. He's always a great job doing all the behind the scenes stuff, does a great job, and hopefully see you all in 2 weeks time at Auto Club. Have a great night.